I'm gonna put to you, some comments from various people with their concerns about this situation. Now, these were taken from the RuneScape forums over a course of a week. So I'm going to read a couple out to you and get your reaction to these.
Alrighty.
All right. All right. We have one comment from Heavyoak, who says SuperSonic ads are mainliners of each type of malware, virus, and CC scam. A quick Google search would have pointed that out, but no. Jagex, this is by far the biggest mistake you have made this year. Undo it now before the lawsuits start rolling in. Majp, your thoughts on that?
Well, he's correct in the sense that Supersonic ads do deal with a lot of sketchy third-party advertisements. Because now you have to take into consideration RuneScape would be considered the first party in a legal sense here. Now, second parties don't really exist in the legal sense that we're dealing with. So the next thing we have is a third party. So Supersonic Ads is a third party itself. However, Supersonic Ads also has third parties that it works with. So we are twice removed from any sort of control over the type of content that is available through Supersonic Ads, because Supersonic Ads all takes its advertisements from other advertisement companies. It is kind of a conglomerate or a central hub of advertising that is used and directed towards in-game purchases and mobile app devices. Now, those third-party companies that Supersonic Ads work with gets to pick and choose what type of advertisements that they want to specifically work with. And all it really takes is one bad third party to come into play here. I hesitate to call it a fourth party because I don't really know the legal definition of fourth party. But what I'm trying to say here is all it takes is one bad third party to Supersonic Ads to decide to run to run a survey or a download that is malicious, and bam, you have a huge mess, a huge PR disaster on the first party's end, who is really has nothing to do with it except for the fact that they signed a contract saying that this is what they wanted. So now they're legally bound to this whole mess that a whole other company has caused on behalf of another company, and it just becomes a disaster. So when he says like they're mainliners for malware, viruses, and credit card scams, they are they're an accessory to that, I think is a better way of saying it. They're an accessory to the crime because they do not put that content up themselves generally. They generally aggregate other companies, which doesn't make it any better. I'm by no means trying to dismiss the fact that Supersonic Ads is wholly a giant piece of garbage and should be lit on fire and shot into the sun. But that aside, he is partially correct in that statement where Supersonic Gas is absolutely a breeding ground of filth, scams, viruses, and possible identity thieves.
And Jagex becomes the fall guy.
Yeah, Jagex get screwed because they're the figurehead, and they are also the one that made the bad decision to get into this partnership.
Yeah, but
So, I mean, deep down, it really is their fault anyway for saying yes to this. It's no different than signing a deal with the devil and then finding out that, like, you asked for the ability to live forever, and then, all your friends and family die off, and you're sad, and you can never die now, and, it's really your fault that you made the deal with the devil, you know? It's pretty much that, is they signed away pretty much a piece of their
soul.
goodwill. Yeah, yeah, soul. Exactly.
All right, I'm gonna read out another one. This is from Kiwi Keisha. I find it ironic that you can't mention a website in a game or on the forums as Jagex can't guarantee it's safe. Then they set up the system to take the customer to sites that collect personal information and apparently rife with malware.
So yeah, I mean, this is just absolute hypocrisy at its finest here. Yeah, the real reason they don't allow people to spam links in game and on the forums is because they don't want people advertising real world trading, and they just don't want They don't want to give away free advertising. Is the main line here. They don't give two craps about our personal security as far as our computers go, beyond the fact that if they screw us up too bad that we might, not come back. That's my feeling here is that or there has just been an egregious oversight and understanding as to how this works. I just find it hard to believe that a high-tech company would not understand what they're getting themselves into. No, and especially even at the CEO level, MMG, the CEO before he was CEO at Jagex, he was CEO for other high tech companies. So one would assume that he is familiar with the high tech industry and how this crap works. So I can't see this being an oversight. I feel like this is just them saying that yeah, it's okay when we screw you, just you guys can't screw each other.
I'm gonna bring up one more comment. This is by Mooneef, uh, who says, "Don't even bother. Some of them can infect you, and some of them require downloads. The ones that survey probably won't even get you the rune coins. Just buy a bond for 7 million. Much easier."
I have to say they're correct in the fact that buying a bond would be much easier. However, I feel like they're missing the point of the earn rune coins option is supposed to be you trading your time in order for, a product that you're literally giving up your time for in order to earn this. Therefore, you're trying to get something for nothing, or at least you're trying to trade your personal value for something. Whereas, when you're trading in bonds, you're trading personal wealth, or real life money, depending on, obviously that's probably not the option you're going to choose if earning is your main option here. But I don't feel like that's a valid argument to have because buying a bond and earning rune coins are two different things. Somebody can earn rune coins no matter how much in-game wealth they have, so it's not the same thing. This earn option and the bond system, people are trying to shove them into one basket here, and they it's apples and oranges, man. You can't compare the two together. Bonds are flawed in their own respect and have their own pros and cons. At this point, I'm more on the side of bonds being more of a good thing than a bad thing at this point, although I'm not 100% for them for the fact that there is real world money involved at some point in time. So it's akin to saying that, when you're handing a dollar to somebody, that dollar at one point in time could have been used for, illegal purposes or to harm other people. You don't know. Bonds are similar, whereas money has, real currency has handled this bond in its initial conception when it was created into the game, which means even though maybe you personally didn't do it, somebody did, and that's the reason that bond exists is because somebody handed Jagex $5. So once again, that's I'm a little confused as to where to go here because they are two completely different beasts, and I don't like it when people lump them together like this individual has. I think they are two different systems that need to be treated as such, if that makes sense.
I think it does make sense. Although Jagex did introduce bonds to stomp out the what do they call them, the money
The
farming?
gold farmers,
Yeah,
yeah, the
that's it,
gold
the gold
farmers.
farmers. That's the one I was looking for.
Sure.
And finally, this one here by Fros T, who says, "Of all the disgusting things that Jagex slash IVP has done, this is the worst. Kids play this game and want free stuff. They aren't internet savvy, and their parents may not be either. I hope you enjoy your cash flow from from the malware, adware, and virus sites. I will be hoping that you get sued for much more than you make on this. Lots of computer repairs, stolen identities, and possibly even stalking. This is despicable. This is sewer level money grubbing."
My thoughts exactly. I mean that he summed it up quite well, though he's a little aggressive in his wording. It's very true. I mean, this is a system that is designed inherently to take advantage of people who do not know any better, and it is no better than teasing somebody for something Like, like, oh, you're wearing red, haha, we don't like you because you're wearing red. It's no different than taking advantage of somebody for something, that they cannot help. uh, Somebody who is not skilled in computers and sees an option to, like, oh, I really, really want that assassin's outfit. Now I can finally earn it without having to pay money because I just make enough money to scrape by. You've got this person's hopes up, and then the next thing you know, their computer ends up getting infected with a virus. Now they need to go to Geek Squad because they're obviously not, computer savvy. Maybe if they're lucky, they have a friend who's computer savvy, but let's be honest, not everyone does. So then they have to go to Geek Squad, and Geek Squad is going to charge them $200 to remove that virus. So now the prospect of saving, the 15 or 20 bucks that it would have cost to buy the rune coins is now in the red by $180 extra that it's going to cost to get this virus off their computer.
That's a good point too, because you could buy a game card from pretty much any computer gaming shop for maybe about $20, and you get 900 rune coins just like that.
Yeah, exactly. So, I mean, I don't know. It's just he makes a very good point, and it makes me sad to think about it like that. But because me coming from a standpoint where I am highly technically sophisticated, it's what I do. It's easy for me to forget the rest of the world doesn't think in the terms that I think in when it comes to computers specifically. That just happens to be my expertise. And sometimes I lose that and I forget, oh yeah, everyone didn't choose that path, Magebit. Not everyone decided to become information security expert. Some people wanted to be chefs, some people wanted to be, construction workers, some people, whatever. You get the point. So for me, it's a no-brainer to say, hey, this is a bad idea. 9 out of 10 chances I'm going to end up, in a bad place. You're gonna have a bad time. It's that's how it's gonna go. That's just second nature to me. But I forget that the average individual, I should say the average individual, but the average computer user who has average computer knowledge and average computer skills might see this as not a threat, but an opportunity. And that's just capitalizing on people's ignorance, and that's just sad.
Yeah, it is. It's really sad. It's really sad that it's come to this. We've had to come up with some exposés just to alert people on how dangerous this is. This is.